Ready.
Hi everyone, I am here with a Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. I'm hot. Okay, let's see here. If you guys would like to follow along today, we'll be reading in the King James Version. We'll be reading Matthew chapter 26, verse 69 through 27. No, wait. Sorry. Chapter 26, verse 69 through 27, verse 14. Psalm 33, verses 1 through 11. And Proverbs chapter 8, verses 33 through 36. Okay. Are you ready, Sherm? Let me know when you're ready, and we'll get started.
Chapter 27, what?
No. Chapter 26, verse 69.
Okay.
Reading through chapter 27, verse 14.
Okay.
Ready? Now this, where we left off yesterday, remember, Judas had just betrayed Jesus, and the guards had came and got him, and they've arrested him. And Peter's lurking around at a distance, not wanting them to know that Peter is with Jesus, but he's wanting to see what's going on, what they're doing to Jesus. Now remember, Peter told Jesus, "I will go down to you with death if I have to. I will not disown you." And Jesus told Peter, "By the time the rooster crows, today you will deny me 3 times. You will deny me thrice." And Peter says, "No, that's not going to happen." Okay, so that's where we left off yesterday. Now Peter sat without in the palace, he sat outside. And a damsel came unto him, saying, "Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee." But he denied before them all, saying, "I know not what thou sayest." Peter's like, No, I was not. I don't know what you're talking about, lady." And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, "This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth." And again he denied with an oath, "I do not know the man." You know why he's doing this? It's not because Peter is spiteful or anything like that. It isn't because he wants to fit in, it's because he's scared. He's scared because he sees what they're about ready to do to Jesus and what they've done to him already. Punched him, spit in his face, he's going to get flogged, they making fun of him, on and on. And he's afraid of what might happen to him. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, "Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewareth thee." He's like, "You sound like the others. You have to be one of them." Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, "I know not the man." And immediately the cock crew. Immediately, when Peter said that for the 3rd time, that rooster crowed. And just picture that. Picture being in that scene outside. And you, for the 3rd time, just like Jesus had told you, you denied Jesus for the 3rd time. Started cussing like, "I don't know the man. Like, I swear, I don't know the man." And then immediately the rooster crows and Jesus turns around and looks at you. Like, "I told you, Peter." And then Peter went and wept because he knew what he did. He felt bad for betraying Jesus, but he done it out of fear. That's why I say never ever say when someone gets in trouble for something or they get away with something, never say, "Well, if it was me, I would have done this or I would have done that." Because you may say you would have done that, but until you're in that situation, unless you are in that same situation like those people, the exact same situation, you do not know what you would do. You only know what you think you would want to do. You don't know what you would do for sure. just like Peter didn't, but Jesus did, because he knows the future. And Peter remembered the word of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out, and he wept bitterly. When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. That's all they have wanted from the start. Remember King Herod, when Jesus was born, wanted him dead right then and there. He's been wanting to be killed since he was born. Since before, actually. And when they had bound him, when they had bound Jesus and led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor, then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders. He's like, what have I just done? Saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed, and he went and hanged himself. There's a little more to that story, but you'll learn more about that in other books of the Bible. They go into greater detail. And the chief priests took the silver pieces and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of blood. And they took counsel and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in. Wherefore that field was called the field of blood unto this very day. If you hear somebody talking about the field of blood over there, that is the land that was bought with the money that Judas was paid to give up Jesus, and where Judas hung himself. Well, that was the money that was bought from the betrayal of Judas to Jesus. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, And they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them to the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the King of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Jesus didn't say another word when he said that, because he knew what was going to happen, whether he spoke or he didn't. He already knew, who was going to say what, who was going to do what. Pilate really didn't want Jesus condemned to death. He wanted to let him go. But the teachers of the law, the elders, they were going to have none of that. They had got this far, and they wanted to make sure it was carried out. But little did they know, this was all the great plan. Jesus knew what was going to happen to him. He didn't have to let it happen to him. But he did so for us, to cover up our sins so we could be forgiven. And they treated him horribly, horribly. Worse than a murderer. They let a murderer go and condemned Jesus, but let the murderer go, Barabbas. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop with Matthew today. And now we are going to our psalm. We're reading part of it today, Psalm 33, verses 1 through 11. Let me know when you get there, Sherm. You ready? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harp, sitting unto him with a psaltery and instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song. Play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as a heap. He layeth up the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. And it will continue. We keep speaking about God, telling our kids about God and Jesus, and they tell their kids, and so on and so on. And if they don't, then we tell our grandkids, and so on. That's how we know today. It started way back when. Okay, these notifications are going to start popping up now when I'm about done. Or these things so aggravating. Notifications. When you're subscribed to so many. Okay, so lastly for the Bible reading today is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 33 through 36. You ready, Sher? Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. All right, guys, and that was Proverbs chapter 8, verses 33 through 36. I'm going to get out our book now. If you guys have a prayer request, all you got to do is put it down in the comments below or send it to my email address at all lowercase missycrabtree@yahoo.com, MISSY, and I will put whoever you want on there on our prayer list as well. Okay, oh yeah. So the question for last night was, in the Gospel according to John, which of the apostles doubts Jesus' resurrection until he sees Jesus with his own eyes? And he said he will not believe it till he puts his hands in the scars himself. Or in the holes himself, And the answer you should have came up with is Thomas. Right, Sherm? Mm-hmm. I forgot to let you say it. I know Sherm knows this answer. Who was it, Sherm?
Thomas.
That's right. All right. Let's see here.
He was called Didymus.
Yeah, Thomas. Okay, here's one for tonight. Here's your question. On what island was John when he was given the vision of Revelation? The book of Revelation, remember? When he was taken up and he seen all that was going to happen? On what island was John when he had these visions? So that is your question for tonight. Okay, and the prayer requests. Please pray for Lonnie Doles Jr. and family. Please pray for Jimmy Myers, Sherman Crabtree, Rhonda Karshner, and Abby Myers. I heard Abby's got the flu. Still don't know about her rib yet. She probably did crack it or something. But she's been coughing a lot, she told me. And they said just from her coughing where she's so little, she could have cracked her rib. Please pray for Layla and her son Emil, Michelle Watkins, Judy Thompson, Cindy and Jim Welsh. Cindy is still dizzy. Dora Carper, Garnet Boyer and Jim Mitchell, Melody Stanley. She's supposed to be going to rehab. I don't know if that's still going on or not. But she's back hanging with people. That is not a good idea. That brought drugs in, I was told. So I don't know. April and Linda Thacker, Barb Post. My sister Melody also told me that my stepmom Barb, which I told you they say she's dying, that my sister told me she had the mind of a 2-year-old now, where poison had gotten to her bloodstream and stuff. But I was told just a little bit ago that people were talking to her and she's just her normal self, being able to, talk with everybody and stuff, so that's not true. So I'm not sure what else of it is or not. But the part that's supposed to be true, I guess, is that she's supposed to be having hospice. And they don't think she's going to live long. But like I said, that's God's decision. Randy Post, Sammy, and Paco. So still things are just crazy right now with my family, and you never know when certain people tell you stuff, when it's the truth, when it's not, what part of it's the truth, and why they want to do that, I don't know. I have no idea why. But I don't think it's going to be good for a lot of people, because I know there's probably going to be a lot of fighting. Just a lot of bad times are coming, I have a feeling. So please pray that my sister does end up going to rehab, and please pray for Barb and for Abby and the others. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.